Packers' $68 million cut candidate could receive interest from Bills, Raiders, Browns. Three teams that could be in the market for starting offensive line help this offseason are the Las Vegas Raiders, Buffalo Bills, and Cleveland Browns. We know for sure that the Raiders and Browns will be, as Cleveland has all five of its Week 1 starters set to hit free agency, and the Raiders have multiple clear holes to fill up front as they prepare for the Fernando Mendoza era. The Bills could have one big hole to fill at guard, where David Edwards is a free agent and could become more expensive than Buffalo can afford. Keeping an eye on Green Bay Packers interior offensive lineman Elgton Jenkins would be a wise move, as the Athletic's Matt Schneidman labeled Jenkins a cut candidate for this offseason. Jenkins turned 30 in December and is coming off a significant Week 10 injury that ended his season, which ESPN first reported to be a lower leg fracture, he said. He switched from left guard to center before the season and improved after a rough start, but the Packers would free up about $19.5 million in cap space by releasing him, according to Over the Cap. After playing left guard for the majority of his career, Jenkins made the switch to center in 2025, and the results were solid, with the veteran supplying the seventh-best pass-blocking grade at the position per Pro Football Focus. Jenkins wasn't great at run blocking, but his 60.6 PFF grade in that area was good enough, especially when you consider how he thrived as a pass-dash blocker. In an ideal world, the Packers would like to keep Jenkins, but with a tight salary cap situation, the opportunity to open up $19.5 million in cap space by cutting Jenkins might be too tempting to pass up on for Green Bay. Jenkins figures to come cheaper than Edwards, and there would not be much of a drop-off in performance at guard based on what we've seen out of Jenkins in his career. Cleveland. The Browns could deploy Jenkins at either guard or center, seeing as how they have needs in both spots. Jenkins has typically been better at guard, but he's no doubt a starting caliber center. Also, the same can be said for the Raiders, who have to decide whether they're going to deploy Jackson Powers-Johnson at guard or center moving forward. Acquiring Jenkins would allow Las Vegas to have a legit competition at both spots, and Jenkins could provide an upgrade no matter where he lands. The Packers' $68 million question. Could Elgton Jenkins be the missing piece for the Bills, Raiders, or Browns? The NFL offseason is often defined not by blockbuster signings, but by difficult financial decisions. For the Green Bay Packers, one such decision looms large. Veteran offensive lineman Elgton Jenkins carries a contract north of $68 million, and with cap pressures mounting, he has quietly emerged as a potential cut candidate. Releasing him would reportedly free up nearly $19.5 million in cap space, a tempting figure for any front office balancing future flexibility with present ambition. If Green Bay makes that move, three teams could immediately circle the phone: the Buffalo Bills, Las Vegas Raiders, and Cleveland Browns. This isn't just about replacing a lineman. It's about stabilizing the engine of an offense. Why Jenkins would draw immediate interest? Jenkins turned 30 in December and is coming off a season-ending lower leg injury. That's the risk. But the resume still speaks loudly. After spending most of his career at left guard, Jenkins shifted to center in 2025. The transition wasn't seamless at first, but he settled in and became one of the better pass-blocking centers in football. His ability to anchor against power rushers and diagnose pressure packages remains elite level, while his run blocking has been more steady than dominant. Jenkins' versatility is his calling card. Guard or center, zone scheme or power. He's done it all, and in today's NFL, flexibility is currency. Cleveland Browns. Rebuilding the wall. The Browns may have the most urgent need. With all 5 Week 1 starters set to hit free agency, Cleveland faces a full-scale offensive line reset. That's not a tweak, that's a reconstruction project. Jenkins would instantly provide stability. He could slot in at guard, where he's historically been strongest, or man the center position if Cleveland prioritizes continuity in communication and pass protection. For a team that wants to re-establish physical dominance while protecting its quarterback investment, Jenkins represents something invaluable: certainty. The Browns don't need a project. They need a pillar. Las Vegas Raiders. Protection for a new era. The Raiders enter what many are calling the Fernando Mendoza era, signaling transition and recalibration. Young quarterbacks need structure. They need clean pockets. They need veterans who can diagnose blitzes before the snap. Enter Jenkins. Las Vegas already faces questions along the interior offensive line. The development of Jackson Powers-Johnson adds intrigue. Will he stay at guard or center long-term? Signing Jenkins would create competition while raising the floor at both spots. More importantly, it would signal something to the locker room. This rebuild isn't passive. It's aggressive. Jenkins' leadership and positional intelligence could anchor an offense trying to find its identity. Buffalo Bills. Staying ahead of the window for the Bills. The equation is slightly different. Buffalo isn't rebuilding. It's recalibrating around a championship window. Guard David Edwards is a free agent and could price himself beyond Buffalo's comfort zone. If that happens, the Bills must decide whether to invest premium dollars or pivot. Jenkins might offer that pivot. He likely would come at a more manageable cost than top-of-market free agents. And while there may be a slight dip in run-blocking production compared to Edwards, the pass-blocking boost could be critical. In January football, interior pressure kills, and Buffalo knows that better than most. The financial chess match for Green Bay, this isn't about ability, it's about allocation. Freeing nearly $20 million in cap space could unlock flexibility for extensions, draft maneuvering, or defensive reinforcements. But cutting a high-level, versatile lineman always carries risk. Offensive line continuity is fragile. One weak link can unravel an entire scheme. If the Packers believe Jenkins' injury recovery clouds his long-term outlook, the financial relief might outweigh the risk of losing him. But if he returns to form, another contender may reap the reward. Who benefits most? Each team has a compelling case. Cleveland needs immediate starters across the board. Las Vegas needs veteran stability during a transitional era. Buffalo needs to protect a championship-caliber offense. But if urgency is the tiebreaker, the Browns feel like the most logical landing spot. A team replacing its entire starting offensive line cannot afford gambles at every position. Jenkins offers proven versatility and starting caliber play at two critical interior spots. That kind of insurance is rare. The Raiders would benefit immensely as well, particularly if they prioritize development over short-term splash. Meanwhile, Buffalo's interest may hinge purely on price. If Jenkins comes cheaper than Edwards, the move becomes strategic rather than reactive. Final thought: offseason headlines often spotlight quarterbacks and wide receivers.
But